about to start the 71st anniversary of the start of the Korean War. We are gathered to commemorate the Korean War veterans who sacrificed and fought for our freedom. Thank you for coming to today's event in Arizona Summer Hot Day. 저는 강철희입니다. 이번 한인회 이사입니다. I'm Catherine Jiang. I am currently a board member for Arizona Korean Association. 자, 첫 번째 순서로 오늘 행사에 참석하신 참전 영사 여러분들이 자기 소개를 하시겠습니다. 영사분 이름, 랭크, 한국 전쟁 시 한국에서의 참전 기간 및 위치 등을 소개해 주시기 바랍니다. 큰 박수로 환영해 주시기 바랍니다.
I also operated out of Seoul and Kimpo and Busan. We had engine shops, and I probably at the end, before I was transferred into security, my job was a crew chief on an R5D.
Because I was in the engine room on a carrier and that was below the water line. Other than that, that's about the extent of my career.
My name is Mick Tucker. Mick is a nickname. I was in the Marine Corps from 1950 through 1953. There are a couple of things I remember about the Korean War. First of all, in the early part of 1952, I participated in one of the atomic bomb blasts in Nevada. That's why Skip says I glow in the dark. And shortly thereafter, I was sent to Korea. I was with the 1st Marine Division in Korea. I was communication director for our battalion.
On the front lines, I was in charge of a 50 caliber machine gun unit. There were 6 guns, and we fired indirect fire to help the troops that were out in front of the lines and the outposts. I got home in the last day of October '53 and got discharged 17 days later. But I don't say I enjoyed that, time in Korea, but I've been back 3 times since and I love the place. Thank you.
한 3개월 고생하다 석방됐습니다.
In 1951, January 5th, he was in Korean War as a high school student volunteer army. Actually, I guess he was not volunteer. At that time, Korean government needed anybody who can shoot. So all the high school students were kind of drafted into, so he was one of them. But he was captured by Chinese military.
And the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Very grateful that you guys all have fought, all the current veterans have fought for our freedom, Koreans' freedom. And that's not an easy thing to do. I do remember my father saying that when he was young, that's when the war started, and he was saying, in his mind, all Americans were invincible. They would never get killed because they were tall, they were very much physically commanding compared to average Korean man. So he never thought they were gonna be, even the bullets were gonna be just passing them by. So and then as I grow older, I get all these educations and thinking that wasn't the case. But you guys were all in your late teens and early 20s fighting for, and halfway across the world fighting for us. That's absolutely undescribably appreciative action. So I'm very grateful standing here. I'm also very happy to see you because we had COVID. And to see everyone being very, very healthy, I remember, I apologize if I don't remember anybody from last year, I remember Commander Skip Johnson. He's in great shape. So it's great to know that you guys all conquered COVID. So I'm happy about that. Part of me is incredibly embarrassed and humbled because as far as I'm concerned, every day should be celebrating veterans, not just for the Korean War veterans, but veterans of the foreign war. Because it's not easy to, well, this country hasn't had war for a long time in this soil, but sending our soldiers overseas, that's not an easy task for any family, anybody. So in my opinion, we should be celebrating veterans every day, and we should be having bigger parade and bigger receptions than what we're offering today. So in that regard, I'm a little bit embarrassed and humbled that this is the best we can do at this point. So I'm hoping that you guys can understand where we're coming from. It's just the thought that counts, and we're always thinking of you, even though it might not be in this event, but throughout the year, we are always grateful and thinking about you guys. So with that, thank you and welcome to this event. We're absolutely grateful that you guys are here. Thank you.
My memory of Korean War is very scant because I was only 7-year-old student, the 3rd grade of elementary school at that time. But my family and my village were really devastated during the war because when Chinese got into the war, we all had to evacuate our villages. At that time, my father was a local government official, so he had to flee, otherwise he would have been in big trouble. And he took me and my older brother with him, without the rest of the family. So we went to about 100 miles south of our village, and when we came back, everything was gone. The village was all burned down, including my school, and my 2 younger sisters were gone too during their own flee, and somewhere along the line they got into sickness, maybe food poisoning, we don't know whatever happened. But when he came home, only mother was welcoming us without 2 sisters. So even though we were not, and I don't remember any real war, but I felt real effect of the war, including my family and the school. So when schools reconvened, we had to have classes under the shade of the trees, trying to find somewhere we can have classes for the whole year. So that's my real memory of Korean War. But still, we really appreciate your sacrifices and bring back the normal life of the Korea afterward. And this year marks the 71st anniversary of the outbreak of Korean War. I'm very honored to have you, Korean War heroes, families, and friends, to my residence. During the Korean War, nearly 2 million UN soldiers participated in the terrible battle for the freedom of Korean people. Despite countless sacrifices, the UN command bravely fought and eventually defends the Republic of Korea. Today, we are here to place the utmost honor to all heroes who fought courageously for freedom and the democracy of Korean people. The Korean government always remembers the noble services of the Korean War veterans. To honor the UN Korean War veterans, Korean government commemorates July 27th as the UN Forces Participation Day and November 11th as the International Memorial Day of UN Korean War Veterans by Act.
I would like to thank you very much for the invitation, and I would like to say on behalf of the Korean veterans, especially the Countrymen chapter, this was a wonderful, wonderful luncheon, and thank you so very, very much. And the South Koreans never quit giving. It's the greatest. The appreciation for our service that we receive is insurmountable. So thank you very, very much.
Two gentlemen from two religious groups, one from the Church Association, one from Korean Buddhist monk, and we also have our past president of the Korean Association. So for when each one of each veterans come up here, getting the coin and a little gift basket, we're gonna have different person presenting, if you don't mind. That's just to show you that it's not just our organization, but it's an entire community that's being very appreciative. Not only the Korean War veterans, but the Vietnam and other wars as well, or the foreign wars.
That's the first medals we present to you guys. I don't know if you still have anybody has them or not. You can ask them. I'm really proud of the present medal at the time.
Personal attested to me because I hand carried them from Korea to here. So
Oh, wow.
especially made for you.
Long drive.
I probably have been addressing you wrong. I always call you Mr. Men.
Oh no.
Okay, Andy.
편하게 이런 행사를 하고 이렇게 즐겁게 만날 수 있는 것은 여러분들이 그 옛날에 희생을 했기 때문에 우리가 오늘 이 자리에 있는 것 같습니다.
The reason we can actually gather together here safely and happily is because of your sacrifice that you have made decades ago. So he's saying how appreciative we are, and he is personally.
이 영웅들이 있었기 때문에 제가 있고 우리나라 국기가 있고 애국가가 있지 않는가 그런 마음을 새삼스럽게 갖게 됩니다.
Because of you, the heroes, we can actually stand here looking at our flag, enjoying the ceremony, and being able to sing the national anthem of Korea.
여러분들을 생각하니까 새삼스럽게 너무 고맙고 감사했어요. 여러분들께서 우리 대한민국을 지켜주셔서 그 젊은 시절에 우리나라까지 오셔서 고생하시고 그 헌신하시고 사랑해주신 그 싸워주신 그 덕분으로 저희 대한민국이 71년 오늘날에 정말 세계에 거듭나는 나라다 세울 수 있게 해주셔서 정말 감사드립니다. 너무 귀하신 분들 만나게 돼서 고맙고요. 내년 건강하시길 바랍니다. 감사합니다.
그 덕분으로 저희들이 편안하게 공부하고 살아온 것 같습니다. 다시 한번 감사드립니다.
Because of your sacrifice, we were able to go to school, study, enjoy freedom. Not only the Americans, but we also have Koreans who actually fought in that war and sacrificed everything. And the aftermath was a little bit difficult, as he said. But because of him and because of you guys, we're enjoying freedom. We're enjoying food that we have today. We're enjoying everything we have here, including modern technology. So thank you again for your sacrifice. The promise is that our young children can actually learn about Korean War.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then make sure that they remember what the day was about. Who were the ones who actually sacrificed? Who were the ones who actually fought for it and what they went through.
Yes.
So for that, thank you so much for giving us the freedom.
국민의 영웅들을 하나님 기억하여 주시고 남은 생애 동안 건강 허락하여 주시고 저들의 심령의 평안함을 허락하여 주시고 저들의 헌신과 노력과 수고와 아픔과 그것들이 잊혀지지 않도록 하나님 저들의 삶 속에 평안과 건강의 복으로 도와여 주시옵소서.